Let's talk about Blizzard. So,
Blizzard.
I think you guys talked a bit about this on the pre-show, maybe. So, Reforged is a forced downgrade for classic users. Now, I don't know anything about WoW, so you're gonna have to clue me in on this.
Okay, so basically Warcraft III Reforged, it's basically just a remake of a classic fucking PC game. One of the fucking games that put Blizzard on the map, and then they completely fucking botched it, right? They just completely fucking botched everything about it. They made a terrible fucking experience. Basically, the game that they put out is inferior in every way to the original, except in terms of graphics, but even then the game runs so much like shit that it's unplayable. So they completely botched a game that had a fan base for about 17 years now, that was still having modding done to it, that was still having people putting into it.
WoW used to be fucking huge. Like, I remember, back in the 2000s, so many people that I knew played it, and recently I looked into like some statistics. I don't know when exactly, I think like about a year ago, so maybe not recently, but I saw that there was like a huge steady decline in player activity from like 2009 to like 2015. So I assume this was like the catalyst for that. Just like the fact that they kept changing the game despite people wanting it to remain the same. Right?
No, so this is really confusing to a lot of people. So this isn't World of Warcraft.
Okay.
Before World of Warcraft, which was the MMO, there were RTS games. There are 3 RTS games, Warcraft 1, 2, and 3, which are kind of like StarCraft. You're familiar with StarCraft on some level, I'm sure, right? The gameplay of that?
Vaguely.
Yeah. So it was basically like a fantasy version of that. That's what Warcraft was. But this was a beloved game. This was basically one of the games that, like I said, it put Blizzard on the fucking map. It was a competitive hit for fucking years. This game has so much fucking respect. It's even worse than if Rockstar completely botched a fucking remake of San Andreas, which I'd say is probably one of their most beloved games of all time. This is equivalent to that.
By far.
Yeah. This is equivalent to that.
Haven't they been working on this for years too?
They've been working on it for like 3 years. Here's the thing: like originally they were going to update the assets. They were going to make some new cutscenes. They were going to add some additional they were going to update the plot a little bit and shit like that. They were going to make some quality of life changes to make it a game that belongs in fucking that belongs in 2018, because that's when it was supposed to come out.
That's all you need to do with a remake, dude. You don't need to do anything more than that.
Yeah, but they didn't even do that. They cut so many things. They cut promises. There was originally supposed to be like completely remastered cutscenes with like dynamic camera angles and shit like that. They even showed it in a fucking trailer, and that trailer is still up on Blizzard's website advertising the game to this day, but what you find in the game is completely fucking different. It looks like it's just right out of fucking 2004. Like, the cutscenes are just literally just the fucking units, like, not even moving their fucking mouths, just fucking standing around with fucking chat bubbles coming up. It's fucking shameful.
Damn.
And it's funny, too, because, like, a lot of games, especially, multiplayer online games, like, if you look at RuneScape, a lot of people, they have so much nostalgia for it, and they do for WoW too. Like, even, a shitty little fucking Flash game like Habbo, I mean, people have nostalgia for that. Some people do. And so, when they, quote-unquote, upgrade it to the extent that it becomes kind of like a shell of its former self, and it loses that tone that it initially had. When you decide not to do that, and when you neglect the high demand that exists for it, or at least, the whatever demand exists, people are not going to be happy. Whether they play the new one or the old one, or they want something in between. I think, to me, it sounds like something like that. It sounds like they're trying to deliver on this product that they've somehow just botched.
See, it is hard to do, but it's not impossible, and it's funny that you bring up RuneScape as an example. There's 2 versions of RuneScape right now. There's RuneScape, and then there's RuneScape Classic, which is more like basically they've continued releasing content to the theme of what the game used to be, so they can appeal to people who want more modern dynamics from the more quality of life changes from the current game, and they have a base for people who want the old-fashioned style of the game, like the old-fashioned style of MMO, which is so severely missing from people actually wanting to invest their times and play an actual fucking role-playing game these days. MMOs, just like any other fucking online system, are just used to fucking prey on cosmetics and find any fucking way to like penny pinch people. I will say there are some exceptions. I do like Elder Scrolls Online, but even that is monetized in a certain way where it's like, oh, get this and you'll get fucking cosmetics. And I'm tired of all the fucking penny pinching, okay? I'm tired of all the fucking penny pinching. People were afraid that this game was going to be be filled with cosmetics. One thing I will say about this remake, they didn't fucking fill it with cosmetics, but if they did, people would have had fucking heart attacks, because how it is right now is just so fucking shameful. The game runs like shit. You can't even go and play the unreforged version, even because I bought the original version like 10 years ago because I wanted to play it, because I was a huge fan of World of Warcraft at the time. I wanted to play Warcraft 3. I wanted to see the fucking series roots, so that's what I did. And I can't go and I can't play that fucking game that I've enjoyed for fucking over a fucking decade now, just because they updated all the art assets for some reason. They completely scrapped what came before it, and now they're asking me for $30 more to play this game that I bought fucking 10 years ago with no option to play the original, which actually runs better and has better interfaces and more fucking content.
Damn. That's fucking bullshit, dude. This is why fuck the video game industry. This is why I believe the whole fucking video game industry needs to fucking crash. Fuck these companies. Fuck the business model of these companies that has just turned into how much money can I get out of people?
Yep.
How many fucking microtransactions can I get people to fucking buy?
It's pathetic, man.
Disgusting. It used to be you buy a fucking game and you get a full amount of content and it's right there and you own it forever.
Look at all these people
now-
reporting issues.
Yeah, somebody said they deleted everything I loved about the game.
They did.
It had 45 upvotes.
That's sad. That is fucking
What
sad.
new
dude.
feature,
Yeah.
shill?
Here's the thing. The only good thing that Blizzard released, and let me just say this real fast. The only good thing that Blizzard released in 2019 was World of Warcraft Classic, which was a near fucking perfect recreation of World of Warcraft as it was in 2014. It doesn't fucking say it all. The best thing that they released in 2019 was something that they released fucking years and years, over fucking almost 2 decades ago now is when that fucking game. That's what we're quickly fucking approaching. And that's the best thing that they put out in 2019. That's how fucking far this fucking company is falling. If you asked me what all my fucking favorite game companies were in 2015, I would have told you Bethesda, Blizzard, Nintendo, Rockstar. Look how fucking far these juggernauts have fucking fallen. They used to put out such fucking quality games, and now fucking Swag is able to put out a fucking video like multiple times a fucking week talking about how fucking shitty Rockstar is. They have that many bad fucking business practices. I see it with Blizzard too. People whose entire channel they can just keep talking about shitty things that Blizzard's done because there's a new fucking thing with these companies every week, and it's not fucking reaching. It's talking about real fucking things that gamers deserve to know about.
So we have one more story about Warcraft 3. So there you go. Lay it on down.
Okay,
Animancer.
I guess I can rant a little bit about this. This is just kind of like springboarding off something I mentioned earlier. But yeah, Warcraft 3 Reforged's story won't be retconned by WoW at all, which basically means they were gonna because so much has changed in these 17 years. So many books, so many miniseries have come out. There's been so many retcons, so many changes to the lore to be accustomed to the modern day. So what they were gonna do is they were gonna completely remake this fucking remake the story, like not from scratch, but what they were going to do is they were going to take what was already there and they were going to insert a bunch of these references to things that would happen later on to kind of like to bring everything together and make everything feel more cohesive. So that way people going back to play it who are familiar with the game right now, they'd get an even stronger grasp on how everything fits together. It was supposed to be this big way to make more Warcraft fans, to make the franchise a lot more accessible, and they were like, nope, we're not going to do that. It's just going to be the exact same story that came out in 2004. So people who have already played it, if you're not interested in just getting... Well, because that's why I was interested in it, right? Because I wanted to see how the story was going to change. But no, I'm not interested in just a basic reskin of the same game I played. So no, I lost all interest as soon as I found this out. And they didn't announce this, by the way. This was just like a stealth announcement that someone gave in an interview. This was a huge major feature of the remake, and they just completely swept it under the rug like the bastards they are.
Do you think they did that to avoid a backlash?
See, it was a mixed opinion, but that's not why I think they did it. I think that's probably their excuse. That's probably the PR excuse that they have. Like if you ask a Blizzard person, they'd probably say no, we just want to maintain the integrity of the original game. But no, the reason why they didn't do it is because that would have costed way more resources. It would have taken more time. It would have taken thought and writing. Like Christy Golden, who's the main writer for the entire Warcraft series now. She's like the head writer of the entire fucking universe. She was penned down to help out with the game, and that obviously meant that we were going to get original story content and shit like that, right? But no, nothing came of it. Nothing new happened.
But no.
And they didn't remake any of the cinematics or anything. They didn't change anything. And the one cinematic that they did update, because they had time to apparently update only one of the cinematics, and it was a fucking joke. It was a shameful display. It was one of the worst, most pathetic fucking things. It was not It was not up to Blizzard's quality at all. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna insert, because Blizzard's not. I'll give them this. They're not a stickler about this. I'm going to insert a very brief clip of that for the people who are watching the edited version, so you guys can check that out. But if you guys, you guys can go watch that on your own accord if you're watching this live. But it's fucking sad.
All right, welcome back.
Yeah,
you were saying?
Yeah, welcome back. Oh yeah, so I really don't know what else to say. Like, Warcraft 3 Reforged has just been this complete fucking botch job. It had so much fucking potential. I feel like it could have been fucking huge when it was announced. I had a lot of ambitious I was just hyped for it, and it's one of the few things that I let myself get hyped for from Blizzard for a long time, because I was like, look, as long as they don't stick too much monetization into it, then it'll probably be fine. And when they announced that, hey, we aren't going to be monetizing this with like skins or anything, I was like, whoa, holy shit, maybe they're actually serious about this. Like, that's very rare. Like, maybe it'll actually be good. And then it was just completely fucking botched, probably because they didn't have that financial incentive to invest in it. And what's this mean? This means we're probably never going to get fucking Warcraft 4, that one game that everybody has been clamoring for the longest time. Sorry, Blizzard fans. Like, you wanted a new RTS game in the Warcraft universe? Well, you're never going to get it. Be happy with fucking StarCraft 2, which is, by the way, never going to get a fucking sequel. We're done with RTS games. They don't make enough money. Let's invest into other fucking bullshit like this card game that we update every fucking 3 months for the worst.
Card games.
Fuck.
Dude, that's the biggest cash grab ever. Is like, oh, we're gonna start a card game.
Yep, that's all Hearthstone is, which is the Blizzard card game.
It kind of reminds me of I don't know if this was Blizzard, but I think they announced like a Diablo game that
Diablo Immortal
got hyped for. Yeah, exactly, and it was like this big deal for a while, and then just like a typical just like video game wet fart. They're like, oh, well, this is for iOS and Android. And immediately when they announced that, people are like, well, okay, well, is it not going to be on PC? And then eventually somebody walked up and like told them at a Q&A, like, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke or something like that?
I remember that.
Yeah. And it's funny, like, their attempt at diffusing that was just kind of like, well, don't you guys have phones? It's like, well, yeah, they do. They just don't want to play your fucking shitty phone games. They want to play like the real shit.
Dude, that's how I felt about the new Kingdom Hearts, because they just announced a new Kingdom Hearts game is coming out, but it's gonna be a mobile game, and I'm supposed to be excited, even though I've hated the last Kingdom Hearts
phone,
game and ranted about how fucking terrible it is.
Well, Jay, you don't have a phone?
It is.
Yeah,
you have phones.
Jay, you know what? You should be grateful. You have a phone. You have all these good games, and then you have another good game on the phone. What are you whining about?
Can I just say for a second, the fact is there are no good phone games. There just aren't. The odds are, if someone announces a game for a phone, all it's going to be is a cynical fucking cash grab. There's going to be no fucking fun or entertainment, no fucking actual effort put into it.
Hold on. Dude, I'll tell you this. I've played Monopoly on the phone, and it was not a cynical cash grab, so I resent what you just said.
Eventually,
it's very rare, dude.
Eventually, all that's gonna be left, dude, is fucking phone games. We're gonna have to change the name of our show to the fucking Phone Rejects, man. We're gonna have to only talk about fucking mobile games like Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey 2 for iOS.
Bullshit.
You know what I mean?
Stop.
Yeah, no, dude, it's gonna happen, dude. Call of Duty for iOS. It's gonna be a fucking thing. Dude, Bully 2 for iOS. It's all gonna happen on iOS. It's all gonna happen, dude. Everything's gonna be a cynical cash grab with
maybe.
Dude, Dino Dollars.
Grand Theft Auto 6 on phone.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 6 on Android and iOS.
Maybe if the gaming industry learns to make proper mobile games that actually feel like video games and don't feel like fucking cash grabs, then maybe I'd get excited for that shit. But I'm not excited for games on my phone anymore. I play fucking Yu-Gi-Oh on my phone now. I got the fucking Yu-Gi-Oh game. I've been playing it, but even that game wants my fucking money.